Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here with Yulas, Chulas, I don't know, and Elfino and Alizé, and we were on our way to the last bastion, I guess. From here, we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen. Aye, they spare their own but slaughter the rest without hesitation. Though we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you're to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. While I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take that chance. With that said, let us proceed. Let's go. Alrighty, so apparently we could walk like 10 feet and we already got attacked. I see where your comrades chose you. Julius, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. It looks so pretty right now. Damn. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who fought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. Let's go. Well, kind of the same thing happened over and over again, but I guess those don't look too good. They are way too far gone. But yeah, let's slay them. So, we beat them and we told Julius or whatever that we could heal the tempered. But I mean, yeah, I guess those were too far gone. Look at what they have become. Would you still stand there and claim that they can be cured? Nope. Those exposed to a vast quantity of the primal's ether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. And you admit it, now that you have seen these monstrosities for yourself. Perhaps you will think twice before speaking of a cure. Let's continue. Alrighty, I hope we made it. We're almost there. You have kept your side of the agreement, so I will keep mine this way. Okay, I guess we didn't make it yet. Alright, I guess we're going to a subway station or something? This is Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations. It now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I will be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. Let's go check it out. Alrighty, here we are. Let's see what's expecting us here. It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse, even so I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Julius was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold, much like Victor's spoils. It must be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. Lower your voices. While you may be here as my guest, the others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in the locomotive over there. Really have to walk there myself. Hey, they also got the radio.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Vankina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our Emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varus understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
To be honest, I would also be suspicious. I mean, why, like, after years and years of war, right? Why the hell would they just come and be like, oh, we want to help you guys? Like, we don't even want anything, we just want to help. It's like, what? I mean, I would just be suspicious, you know? It's like, why would you want to help me? Like, out of nowhere, for no reason, you know?
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference, to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you, if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
Collar?
What are these?
Why not me?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock.
Why don't I get an accessory? Oh,
Stop.
there we go.
Keep away from that one.
Hey! I also wanted free accessories.
The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
He's putting some respect on my name. I like him.
Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
I like him, he's smart. He's a bitch, but he's smart.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
You know, since they really annoyed me in the last episode, I really hope I can have
Even
some fun
now,
with
you
this.
still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
Really hope when we talk to people I can, like, annoy them a little so they get shocked. Because even the most bitter adversary may one day see reason. On the coldest, blackest of nights, meager though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire. I don't really want to insult him. But that is so cliche. I hate both answers. I don't know, I mean, he sees reason, I guess, kinda. I don't know, it's like, you know, just different opinions, different worldviews. Aww, that's fun.
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be.
A barbarian? Excuse me?
You will be their
Oh,
warden.
in Garlemald, I guess.
Take them away.
Yes, sir.
Please let me shock the twins. I would love that. They say, you must not worry. I'll make you worry, don't worry. Hey, got some music again. Can I tune to the ffxiv, please? What? ffxiv is not responding. Rude. Personae non gratae. As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I am to supervise you during your time here in Tertium. Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any other means to remove your colors, nor would I tell you if I did. And if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So do you truly intend to speak with the others, or was that merely a ruse? We're in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean, or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If I catch wind of you doing anything untoward, trying to trick our people into turning their coats and the like, those shock collars will be the least of your worries, understood? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity, as it's just splitting up and learning what we can of their situation, and above all else, don't use magics of any sort. You, on the other hand, may go wheresoever you wish. Even outside the camp, I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. But do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alfino and LSA will pay the price. I'm fine with that. Alright, let's talk to some people. Let's see if we can electroshock Alfino and LSA. It's you, Laura Arda. I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night the Praetorium fell. Congrats. You and your adventurers, you killed them, my comrades, my friends, swept them aside in their dozens, as though they were nothing to you. And maybe I am too, just another faceless enemy to be cut down, but it won't be long until our countrymen return. You get what you deserve, mark my words. Wow. Can I like... No? Okay. So cold. This young soldier is on the verge of losing consciousness. Sucks for him. You're wearing nice clothes. I know you who you are, the so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to gloat, have you? I'll wipe that smirk off your face by the blood of our fallen compatriots. I swear I'll... Yeah, I better watch out. Damn turtle sutures. Of all the times, the worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength. Try me. If it weren't for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Virgilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life, but we made our escape, took shelter in a mansion, tended to the wounded as we prepared to strike back, and then night fell and we gathered around the radio. Then the roar, the terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you can call this a mercy, mind intact, but body broken, a soldier in name alone. I'd cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. Try me. So rude. This radio is the same model as the one used at Victor's spoils. Perhaps it is what saved the soldiers here from being tempered. This is a pretty big radius, though. Why is everyone so rude to me? Oh. I see you. Don't hide from me. I mean, I guess I'm like enemy number 1. You came with Julius, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you'd best keep your hands off that Ephraim. It's deactivated, but I'd rather you didn't mess about with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans, for Garleans, could teleport all over in the blink of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the Ephraim's power to keep this place lit, though that comes at the cost of its normal function. Wow. Did you learn anything of note? Yeah, that it's kinda hard to electroshock you. Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish. I realize there is precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, will you help me tend to them? Okay, I guess. To be honest, that looks kind of comfy. Like, those mattresses. Like, for a night, you know? For like a slumber party or something. Not to stay here forever. I never do that. Who's there? My eyes, I can't see all that well. Thank you. The numbness has subsided a little. But I know... Do we know him? I won't last much longer. You should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. Ration? I don't know. If me going hungry means someone else's to see another day, so be it. At least I can still serve in that way. That is very noble of you. So those you met fare no better. I was afraid you would say that. I met one person. I know we were warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps you might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies. Did we not learn? Prentice may have made his feelings on the matter quite clear, but even he must recognize they are not in a position to refuse help. Maybe Chillus could persuade him, though we need to persuade Chillus first. Really? Do I have to... Oh, man. Well, seen enough. Yeah, it's pretty terrible here. Jealous, the people here have barely enough food and fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure any more supplies? We've been scavenging provisions from the nearby houses. As most families kept some stored away in the event they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting it is dangerous work, and we've a lot of mouths to feed. Fuel is the greater concern, though. We had some ceruleum set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted, for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last dregs. Without the heating they need, those in poor health are only going to get worse instead of better. If it's ceruleum you need, our contingent has secured a ready supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. If we can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Everything will change. One of your comrades mentioned something along those lines. Those mysterious countrymen of yours, I assume. I don't really care. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere, so there's no harm in telling you. But seriously, I don't get it. Like, if they are strangers, like, yeah, with my friends, I'm very adamant that they should take my help if they want my help, you know, then I'm very persistent with it. But if it's just strangers, like, I'm gonna ask them once, can I help you? If they say no, sucks for you that I'm not gonna help you, you know? Like, you could still come to me and ask me for help and be like, oh, sorry, actually, can you help me? But, like, just leave people alone. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from blah, blah, blah. We already read that. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issuing instructions to the afflicted, or in the bestest word, loyal servants of the Telophoroi. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace, or what stands in its place. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power. We realized Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion, saying as much and instructing them to join forces with the provincial legions to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophoroi. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running for the hills, then we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. And how do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before reinforcements reach Garlemald. Almost everyone is gone anyways. They don't really have any people. They need help now. Say the word and we will bring you Ceruleum. I mean, I will bring them Ceruleum, right? I will speak with Lord Quintus. And the twins have actually not learned anything. Like, you can offer people your help, but if they don't want it, they don't want it. So did he agree to it? No, he will not place Garlemald in the debt of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for Ceruleum outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. I thought they can't go too far away. Very well, after all, many hands make light work. You lots are more trouble than you're worth. That's true. Once we're outside, you will follow my instructions to the letter. We depart shortly. Maybe... my patience for the twins is running out. I can't. As park materials. Nice. We will begin our search for Ceruleum in Regio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Solius, a park to the northwest of the station. You are to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Let's follow him. Alrighty, here we are. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for one amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were later built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the empire, the great Solus Suscavus. Did we come to extract Ceruleum from the wrecked Magitech armor? No, we've already drained it dry. Same goes for the rest of the machina in the vicinity. But as our Ceruleum has been stolen, we must scour the city for every last drop. And while I don't expect to find anything here, I've decided to try one more time in case something has been overlooked. I see, then with your permission, we will commence the search. Let's go look for stuff. Alrighty, so we found nothing, pretty much. We found out that that was pretty much just the normal park, like with slides and a map and vendors and stuff. Oh, it's you. Any luck? Nope. There's no sign of any Ceruleum. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help noticing you gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? Yes, I mean, no, it's just remembering. Just I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over, so like all the other children, they just had to wade in and splash about. Would have stayed here if I didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet when all was said and done, every time. And every time when we'd get home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated, so there must be ceruleum. With a ceruleum-powered heater by chance. I suppose there must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing out a tank beneath a hatch. But that was a long time ago, when the water still flowed clear and wasn't this brackish muck. We can't see a thing, and I can't remember where the hatch might be. With the machinery most likely broken, the amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold though. Julius, what are your thoughts on magic? The average Guardian would jump out of their skin if they saw it, but the first has a few foreign signiferi and Medici, so it doesn't scare me. Then I take it you won't mind if I employ a little. Alphanos, you have a knack for finding dry wood. Why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of fire should do the trick. Leave it to me. You're not planning to go in there, are you? Of course I am. The tank isn't going to fetch itself. It's nothing so involved as extracting unprocessed ceruleum from a frozen lake like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park, and we have a way of warming ourselves up after. But that's insane. So, fancy a dip? Why don't you go alone? Why do you want to kill me? A little friendly competition might make things interesting. The last thing we need is you catching a cold. Step aside while I drink the pond dry. That way we'll find it in no time. It's a dumb idea. If you're that concerned for my well-being, you can dive in and help me look. The quicker we find that ceruleum, the sooner we can get out of here. Oh my god. And for people that A, want to get rid of us, and B, don't like us. And C, don't want our help. Let's do it. We found something that might be the tank. You open the hatch and retrieve a ceruleum tank. Nice. However, your grand discovery comes at great personal cost as you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and a rancid odor emanating from every ilm of your body. Judas will doubtless feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver him your prize. I hope that's the least of his problems. And did you find anything? I hope you did. There you go. Aw, poor puppy. He's drowning. That's it, and there's still some ceruleum left. The fire's still not ready. Hold on, I'll give Elfino a hand. Aw, he's helping us now. This is so dumb. Like, getting wet clothes is some of the worst stuff ever. Like, apparently it's so insanely cold here, right? I mean... Oh, man. Wet clothes and weather like this is really bad. I'm in Oldham because by fire I am reborn, and my clothes are mostly dry now too. I appreciate you recovering the ceruleum, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, he would be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Judas, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Garlemald? Oh my gosh, you get the whole backstory now. I did, not far from here. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions to the Empire awarded an estate, we lived well, better than many. What was Garlemald like in those days? Probably nice. Everything, it was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat, and sitting down for a hot meal with family. Visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the street, seeing the lights in all the houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, in that brief respite the ice would melt and the forgotten grass makes its triumphant return. Grey clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we'd climb to the top of the tallest building we could find to watch the sunrise. Never again, those rooftops are rubble, those friends dead, and those memories, but if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had. Soon our chance will come, we just need to hold on a little longer. Hey, level up. No good deed. Alright, now that you've recovered from your escapades in the pond, there's another location I'd like to search, just outside the park. Let's go. Alrighty. As you can see, this place is littered with the remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time, the time being now. Rather than price them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casing using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise you stand well clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering though, you should check the machina's ceruleum gauge to see if there is any left. It should still provide an accurate reading, even when the unit itself is inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Oh my god, this sounds annoying as hell. Understood, let's get to work. Let's go. Alright, so we actually found some. More explosives? Wait, is that what I think it is? Yeah. It's a tank. You've done it again. Truly, luck is on your side. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few of our heaters. It's time we had it back. Wait, where... Here, while I go and see how Alice and Evan are faring. Okay, let's wait. Glad we waited.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we? Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside.
Yeah, better. We promised them we wouldn't.
When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
Yeah, we could just see
They
if
had
the
not
twins
gone
there, no?
far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
Just
I
being
wasn't
me.
expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for Ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile. It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
Only they had some healers.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
Oh no.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
You're the prisoner.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
Do it.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Yes, he says everything will be alright, have faith. Boring!
Get them out of here.
Imagine you're being held hostage and then you're talking to the people that are holding you hostage and you're like helping them out and everything, even though they said they don't want your help and everything. You're just helping them out because, you know, why not? And you're literally wearing a necklace that will shock you if you do something, and then you're shocked that you're still their prisoner after you help them out. Everyone that say will be fine, providing they do not resist. Nice. Alrighty, but we will continue in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, and obviously subscribe if you would like to see more. I try to upload every single day. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and bye bye.